Welcome back to Break Tech. My name is Doug, and in this video we're going to continue working on our Materialize CSS front-end framework portfolio site. In this video we're going to create the services section of the site, which is going to be directly below our call to action. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Head over into our project, and we'll get started on the services section. So I'm going to use another Materialize element for the services section here. Let's go ahead and add a new comment. I'm just going to label it services. And in here we're going to go ahead and start with a container. Inside that container we want a row, and inside that row I'm actually not going to have columns in this one. I'm going to just put an H2 column header, or I'm sorry, section header, and I'm just going to say services. And that's going to kind of round that one out. Just a section header. We can look at it if you'd like to see it. And we'll work on the font here in a little bit. So going back into our code, give myself a little space here. So we're still working inside of a container, but after we have our services section header, I want to go ahead and create another row. And in that row, I want to use what's called a card. I'm going to use the medium size of card. I want it to be light blue. And I want to use the light blue accent 4. And I want to have a Z depth of 2. And I'll show you what that means here in just a second. So after we start a card, we need to add some card content. So we'll go ahead and create a new div with card content, and then I also want it to have white text. And inside of there, we're going to have, starting out, an H3. And I just want that centered. So I'll add the center align class that Materialize provides us. And then inside of there, I'm going to add a font awesome or icon. So So let's go ahead and look at what we have. You can see we have a giant card and nothing's displaying. So why is that? Well, we're not actually loading them at the font awesome icon that I just added. So let's go ahead and grab font awesome. So I'm going to grab the Bootstrap CDN font awesome link, and we'll go back to our project and we'll add it. And we'll go ahead and add it up here. So the material icons are included automatically, and I don't know that I'm using any, so that's something we could actually probably remove. All right. So now if we go back to our project, we see I'm using the monitor logo, which I think looks good. All right. So we have the first of our sections here. I did want to add something else to the bottom of the card. I want to add like find out more or get more information type of link in the bottom of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. to be, I think, right here. Actually, you know what? I think I want to add a divider in between. So let's go up to our icon here. And we'll just add a div with the class of divider. And that's all we need to do to add a divider into the card. And then we can add a span here. With the class of card title. And we're going to say custom web design. And we can end that span. And then we need some sort of blurb or paragraph. We can go ahead and save that paragraph off. And then underneath that, let's add a card action, which is just a link section at the bottom of the card. And that's just going to be, you know, like find out more. All right, so let's see what we've done. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. I don't know if you can see it. We have our divider here, and then there's actually a very light divider here that's automatically included when you use this section here. So if we go to components, and we go to cards, you can see all the different kinds of cards we can use. This is a very simple card. It's kind of what I'm using here. And this is the section with the links at the bottom, right, where I added my get more information or whatever. But there are also image cards, and you can use these. You can use a horizontal card where all the text is on the right. And then they have these cool reveal cards where it's clickable, and if the user clicks either the picture or these little dots, you get a flyout with more information. And then you can combine them and add links as well and things like that. So I just went ahead and used an easy one. And then there's also different sizes. You can use a small, medium, or large. And you can see that the height is limited to 300, 400, or 500 depending on what size you use. Height, but the width is they'll fit into whatever size container you put them in. All right, what else did we use that we haven't explained yet? The Z depth. So I think that's in helpers as well. Oh, shadow, sorry. So these are the Z depths that are available to us by default, and they offer a different, amount of shadow to give you the impression that the element is raised up off the screen a certain amount. So you can see this is no shadow, so it's flat on the screen, and then you have the 5 different levels. So we used a Z depth of 2, so this one right here, to raise things up just a little bit to make them a little more prominent. And if you haven't used Font Awesome before, let me pull that up real quick. Font Awesome is cool. It's free and it's easy to use, and there's just a ton of icons, and it is searchable. But if you pick any one of these icons, you can just click it, and then it gives you the code. You can just cut and paste literally right into your project. And then I think there's a 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, and 6x to give you different sizes. But you can they're SVG images, and you can also control these by using the font size. They're fonts. All right. So that's our first card. What's next? So I think what we want to do next is add some more. So let's go ahead and grab that whole column. Oh, well, no wonder things don't look quite right. I was wondering why it was spread across the screen, and I thought maybe because I only had one done. But that's actually quite a bit larger than it's supposed to be, and it's because I did not create a column wrapper around my card. So let's go ahead and fix that. So directly under the row before the card right here, we actually just need a column, and I want to have on large screens 6 rows, or I'm sorry, 6 columns. On medium and small, I want 12. Let's go back and look at that. That should bring it in quite a bit. Okay, I think that looks quite a bit better. So let's add some more cards and see where we end up. Alright, so we just want to go ahead and capture, I think, just the column. Oops. Paste the second one in and see what that looks like. Now, it'll be identical, but we're going to change that here in just a moment. Alright, so first one was custom web design. The second one we've got is search engine optimization. And these are all just examples. You can put anything you want in any of these. Does not matter. But we're going to change this icon because the desktop icon obviously doesn't matter, doesn't fit. So let's go ahead and go back to Font Awesome and see if we can find something we like. So we want to search, probably like for like a search. Something, I actually think I like this. This is like on-page search engine optimization. I don't know. So let's just grab that little snippet and we'll add it back into our project where we had the other one. And we got to remember to put it on the FA3X class because that's what gives us the larger image. And let's see what we get. Alright, so we need to fix the text, and then I think we don't want them all to be the same color, so let's go ahead and fix the text first. And then what kind of color do you think? So I think maybe we stick with a blue. Let's see what other colors we got. Say indigo, it's kind of purpley. Sort of a light blue. Oh, these are blue. Let's go with like a dark one. Let's go with like this dark blue. So I'll grab that and we'll come back up here, and then instead of this light blue, we'll go ahead and put in our dark blue and see if we like what it looks like. I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, let's stick with that. And then I think it's time for another row. And a couple more of these. So let's go ahead. There's our column. So this must be our row. Let's add another row. And we'll put 2 more of these in there. Alright, and we can just go ahead and take a quick look, make sure we got 4. We do. I think I'm going to do like light blue, light blue. So the last one will make light blue as well. Let's go grab that. It was light blue accent 4. So we'll put that on the last one. And then we need to change both of the icons. And I think for this put down for services? Content creation. So and I think for that one, you know, maybe that one makes more sense to have that file text one. Let's go ahead and change that. I want to make this one like a graph, like I'm raising you in the rankings. So let's go back to Font Awesome and let's look for like a graph. Oops, sorry. So we got this line chart, looks kind of cool. Let's use this line chart. So I'm gonna grab that. Actually, I'm not gonna grab the whole thing this time since I already pasted everything in. I'm just gonna grab this FA line chart, which is the part that actually distinguishes which icon you're using. Head back into our project. And our first search engine optimization one, we want to go ahead and add that instead of this FA file text O. Tell you what, paste in that one and I'll cut this one. And I'll paste this one into the content creation. Oh, it's already there. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we need to find one for this last one, which we're gonna go ahead and say is what? My last service will be email marketing. So let's go ahead and change that last one to email marketing. And what should that one be? Like an envelope or something? Look for like a email. I think this one looks cool. Let's take that one. Grab that FA envelope and we'll paste that back in here and have a look. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, we just need to change the text on those two. Something like that. Let's go ahead and have another look. All right, I think it looks good. So the next thing I want to do, and I like the colors, I want to change the services section. I want to give it that thin text. So that was what do we call that? It's just an H2 inside of a row. So I'm sure this will come up again. Let's give it a section header. Let's give it a section header class, and I guess we'll go ahead and throw in some new styles. And really, I just want that font weight 300. I don't think we need anything else. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. I actually might want that padding on the left. Let's see what happens when we get small. Let's go ahead and look at this in a mobile screen. So you can see in a mobile screen we have just one column. On medium and small screens, these cards become 12 columns across, so it stays very responsive. Our text is responsive. I think with that button anchored on the left, it'll always look good. Let's see what size that is. So if you're in Chrome DevTools and you actually have them open, you get to see at the top right hand corner of your window there the size of the window. So I was just wondering at what point the Douglasburg freelance design becomes too narrow, and it's really like let's say 500 pixels, which I think I'm okay with. Alright, so let's make that a little bigger and look at what we've done. Alright, in the next video we'll be creating another section, and in the next section I think we're going to do another parallax container. So we'll have a parallax container up here with a call to action button, then we have a section on services, and we'll have some sort of like marketing blurb inside of another parallax container. And then as we get down to the bottom, our next section, what do we say, like a section of work, a section of contact section, blog is literally just going to be a link. If I ever use this website, blog will just literally be a link to my blog, since it's a blog that I created using Jekyll. So it's static and it's in a subdomain, so I don't have to change that at all when I change the front end of the site. All right, so thanks for watching. This has been Doug with BreakTech. In the next video, we'll be continuing with another Parallax container. If you're interested and if you found value in this video, please click like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.